G'day everyone, Brian Odian with another episode of VikingCloud's CyberIntel. A fundamental element of innovation in the app-driven world of today is the API. Depending on who you ask, you'll get a number from greater than 50% to 83% of web traffic is API traffic. That is a huge amount, so it does demand that we take a look at API security, given they expose application logic and sensitive data, which has increasingly become a target for attackers. In light of that, OWASP, or the Open Web Application Security Project, has published the API Security Top 10 for 2023. Let's just examine one of them in this episode, and maybe we'll look at others in future episodes. The first one we'll look at is Improper Inventory Management. To quote OWASP, they state, APIs tend to expose more endpoints than traditional web applications, making proper and updated documentation highly important. A proper inventory of hosts and deployed API versions are important to mitigate issues such as deprecated API versions and exposed debug endpoints. They offer a couple of scenarios on this particular issue. For example, a social network implemented a rate-limiting mechanism that blocks attackers from using brute force to guess reset password tokens. The mechanism wasn't implemented as part of the API code itself, but in a separate component between the client and the official API. A researcher found a beta API host that runs the same API, including the reset password mechanism. But the rate-limiting mechanism was not in place. The researcher was able to reset the password of any user using simple brute force to guess the 6-digit token. So how can you prevent a scenario like this from occurring? First, inventory all API hosts and document important aspects of each one, focusing on the API environment. But also make sure you inventory integrated services and document important aspects such as their role in the system, what data is in the data flow, and their sensitivity. OWASP recommend that you document all aspects of your API such as authentication, error redirects, rate limiting, cross-origin resource sharing policies, and endpoints, including their parameter requests and their responses. They list 5 other recommendations on their website in relation to inventory management, which are worth reviewing, especially given the prevalence of this issue is widespread and they can be easily exploited. Once again, if you have any questions you want answered, please feel free to post a comment or get in touch with us, and we'll make it a subject of a later episode. Thanks for watching.